Right? I was walking from my parents' room at night into my old childhood bedroom, and when I stepped in there, the bed sheet caught my attention. It had this golden pattern that resembled some sort of ancient language, and I stared closer, and for the first time in my life, I observed infinity. Lucid dreaming. The single most profound practice I have ever come across. For those of you who don't know what lucid dreaming is, a lucid dream is a dream whereby a dreamer realizes that they are dreaming while still in the dream. This basically allows you to interact with and have varying control of the dream in a near godlike manner. Now, over the past year or so, I have dedicated vast chunks of my time in attempts to master the craft, and dare I say, it's been more than worthwhile. So I thought I'd share my journey with you thus far. It all started around 2 years ago at around 2023. At this point in my life, I had embarked on a journey of self-improvement, and this involved a 10-minute mindfulness meditation practice every evening just before I went to bed. And at this time, I was completely unaware of meditation's more mystical effects, like how it drastically increases your dream's vividness. I was only in it for the real-life benefits like enhanced focus and emotional stability. And one day, right after meditating with my girlfriend at the time, I went to bed and proceeded to have the most incredibly vivid, colorful dream I had ever had up until then. In fact, it wasn't just one of these. It was around 4 of them. I still remember staring at the sky one point as this strange being manifested these orbs of energy that were so colorful. It was just beyond what was physically possible. And since I woke up that morning, I have never stopped talking about dreams since then. It kind of got annoying for my friends, I'm not gonna lie. Fast forward about 9 months later, and I'm now meditating consistently for about 1 or 2 hours every single day, all while researching all things lucid dreaming. At this point, my obsessive interest towards the nature of reality had just begun, and I was all for it. However, at this point, I still hadn't had a single lucid dream, nor was I really trying to. I was just infatuated by the sheer theory of it all. You see, when you start meditating consistently for at least 30 minutes a day, especially right before bed, your dreams get incredibly vivid incredibly quickly. In about a week or two, they're gonna be as real as movies. That's not a good example. As real as real life, bro. I wanted to say as long as movies, but bro, I'm keeping this in there. But that's if you're doing 30 minutes. I was doing 2 hours a day. They started to get so vivid at night that I would wake up in the middle of the night just wondering how insane it would be if I had grasped even a single moment of lucidity in one of these crazy vivid dreams. These dreams were indistinguishable from real life, often picking up from where they left off of the next night. Then shit got really wild. One day, I had this dream, right? I was walking from my parents' room at night into my old childhood bedroom, and when I stepped in there, the bed sheet caught my attention. It had this golden pattern that resembled some sort of ancient language, and I stared closer, and for the first time in my life, I observed infinity. This golden pattern suddenly became so incredibly complex and seemed to infinitely stretch into itself across another dimension of depth. It was entrancing to look at, but my dream body started to have a visceral reaction to it, goosebumps and full body vibrations, and right then and there, I woke up. And I kid you not, that area between my eyebrows right here was physically vibrating, the same way an iPhone does with the haptic feedback when you get a phone call. Man, I was in shock as to what I had just experienced, and from that night onwards, I attempted to lucid dream almost every single night.
Yo, my bad to interrupt, bro. I know the video was just starting to get good, but I want to make a quick plug to my second channel, Nitro Freddy Unfiltered, where I basically just rant about my innermost thoughts, and it's basically a behind the scenes, for this channel and the animations and what it's like to take this channel from, being a small channel to a massive one, because that's the goal, bro. So yeah, subscribe there, and if you're liking the video and enjoying it, which you definitely are, because you were annoyed when I paused it to plug, I hope, then subscribe, like it, and most importantly, share it. It really helps the algorithm get the video out for me, and like I said, we're trying to run it up to like 1 million subscribers. So back to the vid.
I had read a lot about how dreams could offer experiences that go beyond the limitations of your five senses in this world, but this was the first time I ever caught a glimpse of it, and I wanted more. So I began scouring the ancient archives of first-hand knowledge that is Reddit for techniques on lucid dreaming. And because I had such a strong background in meditation, these techniques that involved keeping your mind awake while your body falls asleep came relatively easy for me. And after about 2 weeks of consistent practice, it happened. I had my very first lucid dream. I was in my childhood house in my mom's room when I realized that I was dreaming. I had a moment of stillness where everything went quiet as a rush of adrenaline quickly filled my body. And well, I was starting to get too excited, and I knew that this would wake me up. I could feel it starting to happen. But since I had already researched all this stuff, I already knew that meditating within a dream stabilized the dream and offers some pretty powerful mystical experiences relatively quickly, within a few seconds or so. So like a monk traversing the ethers, I intuitively summoned the same plastic chair that I used to meditate on in real life, put it behind me, sat down, closed my eyes, and began to focus on my breath. And I felt a wave of calm instantly wash over my body as the dream slowly began to stabilize. At that point, I knew it was go time. Well, I walked down to our living room in sheer astonishment as I observed the incredibly complex detail that the dream world offered. Seriously, this shit is no different from real life. And at the living room, I came across a few girls chilling at the sofa, some of which I knew and some of which I didn't. And like the primal monkey that we all are, the first thought that crossed my mind was, wait a minute, this is my dream. My creation. I have all the power here, and nobody's gonna know. Look, I ain't proud of it, man. But I'm just a man. Man, fuck it, man. I'm proud as fuck, bro. That shit was ethereal. I just had to cut it short because I was getting far too excited and I didn't want the dream to end just yet. Realizing that there was an endless world for me to explore on the other side of that door, I stepped outside and began flying upwards. It was real. The flight felt real. Everything from your heart dropping down to your nuts to the cold wind blasting your face and the slight fear of heights kicking in the higher I got, it all felt real. I got really high up. And took a moment to observe the massive stretch of land that accurately depicted my childhood neighborhood from a bird's eye view, a sight that I had never seen in real life. I then started soaring through the skies at really high speeds, and it was here that I realized everything that I had learned from the ancient archives that is Reddit was mostly correct. Lucid dreaming takes practice, and not just in inducing it, but even in learning certain skills like flying and dream control. Some things you can just do intuitively, but others not so much. And it all really comes down to mastering how to alter your mind's beliefs and expectations, eerily similar to what it takes in real life. My flying was mid at best, but I remember shooting up out into space, observing the earth from out there, then deciding to fly back down and blacking out halfway through, only for the dream to end and for me to wake up right back in my room. I rushed out to the other room so I could tell my roommate at the time, his name was Vaughn, about the crazy experience that I had just had. But I ended up finding him in the freaking toilet, seated on the same chair that I used to meditate on. The toilet itself was literally replaced by that chair. So I look at him and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? What? Man, don't even worry about that, bro. What you trying to tell me, bro? Alright, bro. Well, I just had the craziest lucid dream. And at that moment, I realized the house looked completely different. The hallways, the rooms, the furniture, it was all placed in different places. And that's when I realized I was still dreaming. That's how real these dreams can get. And right then and there, I actually woke up this time. Baffled and in utter amazement, I laid in my bed for about 5 minutes contemplating what had just happened to me. I then took to my dream journal and wrote it all down, hoping that this time it was real life. From there onwards, I proceeded to have about 1 lucid dream every week, and then 3 lucid dreams a week, and eventually I could lucid dream almost at will, especially when I took lucid naps, which is when you try to have a lucid dream in the afternoon. It would happen at will at any point. It started to feel like I could access at will this other dimension of endless possibilities where you can have infinite food, smash your favorite celebrities, and commit all sorts of weird, atrocious crimes with no repercussions. However, in no time, it quickly shifted from being weird, degenerate fun into something much deeper. I started meeting characters that would recur in my dreams. Characters that felt real. And I mean much more real than the others. And some would share profound wisdom with me, helping me through tough times that I was actually going through in real life. And some would encourage me on the various endeavors that I would undergo in real life. And others, they had so much depth of character, I damn near fell in love. And I know it sounds schizophrenic as fuck, bro, but I experienced it. And I still do. Almost every day. Well, you've probably heard the saying that humans are multidimensional beings, right? Well, lucid dreaming started to make me blatantly aware of that. It started to unveil to me our nature as human beings and how we probably have many parallel existences, perhaps an infinite number of them, all happening simultaneously at the same time. And only due to the illusion of time in this dream that we call physical reality do we believe that these experiences are only in the mind, accessed only when we go to bed at night. But when you're lucid in a dream and you start to think about real life, it too starts to feel like a very vivid dream that you've just woken up from. But it got deeper, so much deeper. I started to have beings appear in my dreams that would teach me lucid dreaming techniques that I'd wake up, instantly put into practice in real life, only to see immediate results. What? That's actually crazy. I even wrote it in one of my dream journals. Look, let me show you. These are all dream journals, by the way. Dang, I wonder if you could see it. See that diagram over there with the hand? Yeah. So this is basically, this random dream character, he's not even random, he's been reoccurring, had been at the time reoccurring in my dreams, literally pulled up in one of my dreams one day and changed the entire scenario, put me in a classroom, started drawing that exact diagram on the blackboard, telling me that this is what I need to do and how I need to sleep. And he gave me told me about the mindset I need to be in order to bring certain thoughts from my waking life into a dream so that I can work on them, solve them, and get newer insights that I wouldn't have otherwise gotten if I just sat down and thought about it in real life. Then I started to have instances where a friend of mine that I knew in real life would started to see my dreams through her own dreams and proceed to tell me about them when we woke up. My last video on this channel is literally about that instance, but it happened many times in different shapes and forms. We literally started to have frequent communications of sorts through our dreams. And I know this is literally the most schizo shit I've said thus far in this video, and that's saying a lot because this whole thing is schizo as hell, man. But you don't have to take it from me. Science literally just proved this in a laboratory setting around a month or two ago. It can happen, and it has been happening. It's just most of us aren't really aware of it. The craziest part was when my dream started to actually predict the future. For a period of about 2 weeks, every single night, my dreams would blatantly predict the future and they'd end up coming true in real life. This was actually the craziest thing that's ever happened to me by far, and it genuinely scared me at one point because I felt like time would collapse at any moment and I would randomly wake up one day as my 8-year-old self. It got crazy. And it still happens sometimes. I'll make separate videos for all these instances later, as these stories are truly mind-bending experiences which, at least for me as a first-hand experiencer, have forced me to break down old belief systems and be confronted with new ones. All in all, lucid dreaming has shown me the universe. It's opened my mind and given me profound insights into the mind, consciousness, and its relations with the inner workings of reality. It's gone from a fun escape from reality into a philosophically challenging practice that brings me face to face with the source of all experience every single night. It's hard to imagine I'll ever encounter anything as fundamentally transformative as the ability to traverse the depths of the mind through lifelike experiences while I sleep. Dang, man, I cooked that. Truly a gift that I'm so glad I get to obsessively explore in this life. Hey, so first of all, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. I've been gone on the hiatus for a while, so I'm trying to get back into the algorithm, be very consistent in 2025, you know. But also, Let me know what you think about this new style of videos that I'm going for. Let me know if you rock with the whole, half real life me talking, like 40% of that, 60% animations. Let me know if you like that. Just give me feedback on the new direction that I'm taking my channel. And if you're interested in this jazz, feel free to hit me up. Genuinely, the main reason I make these videos is to meet need to meet like-minded individuals and interact with y'all. So I'd appreciate that. Drop a comment. Yeah, hope you like the video, man. Peace.